So let's kick off this Friday, everybody. There won't be perhaps any sappy cards or cinnamon hearts at one Ontario elementary school this Valentine's Day. The holiday or the celebration of the day, it's been canceled at one school. A spokesperson for the Waterloo Region District School Board said that the holiday puts a financial strain on families and that the sweets that go with it are inconsistent with the healthy schools approach. Okay. Valentine's Day getting banned at an elementary school. Thoughts on this?
Ah, this seems really sad on some level.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm of two minds about this, though, I have to say, as the mom of a 9-year-old, I don't know if any parents out there, like, one of the most annoying things about Valentine's Day at this stage of their lives is that the mom is responsible for gathering all the kids' names in the class. You don't just give Valentines anymore for the person you have a crush on, right? You give it to the entire class.
Yeah.
So the mom has to go out and think about it and remember it and then, you know, sit down with the kid and be like, oh, and that's a painstaking thing where they have to like, oh, Johnny. And it's like, I'm bored, I don't want to write anymore. But you have to do it,
You have
right?
to do it.
So in a one hit, maybe I do like the idea of them banning it. I mean, yeah, you go.
I have bad. I don't know. I don't know where I stand on this, but I do know that I have bad memories from this in school. Because inevitably, there is a person or persons who feel left out, that they don't get a Valentine. I never got one. So,
You never got a Valentine?
No. So what happens is like, they didn't have the make everything even thing back in my day. So you just came to school and gave whoever it was that you were crushing on. And there were a lot of people like me who would watch all the cards go to maybe 2 or 3 people, and then you, or maybe everybody else but you, and you'd sit around feeling unwanted. And especially as I was often the only Asian girl in the class, and I already felt my otherness, and then to feel like you weren't, and I feel like other people of like BIPOC descent may experience the same growing up in my generation, you feel even more othered. So I just have bad memories around it. So I understand why some people would maybe suggest this to prevent hurt feelings or whatnot.
I mean, now they've eliminated that possibility, really, but like...
Eliminated the possibility of not having hurt feelings.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, maybe you're right, like, maybe it's the problem now is that you give the Valentines to everyone in the class, and then, like, Sally, because you have a crush on Sally, she gets the candy on top of it. So there's a distinction.
That's true, but
somehow.
I think this school is maybe trying to skirt the issue of why they want to cancel it. They're saying it's, like, because of economic disparity amongst their students,
That
which is
too.
really a really, you know,
Especially
touching
now.
thing.
Yeah.
Like some families can't afford, because it has become, I think, from my day where you go to the drugstore and you buy like a $2 box of cards for everyone in the class.
Yeah.
I think it's a little more elaborate now. So that is true, but then it also feels like if that were the reason, why wouldn't the school just be like, no one can bring in anything purchased. We're doing a class where we make all the Valentines.
Yeah.
You know, and you sort of do it like that. Or, you know, is it a religious reason? Because technically Valentine's Day is a Catholic, saint's day. And that I can understand being upset about. Like, if you feel that church and state should be separate, these are publicly
then are you
funded
gonna cancel
schools.
Christmas?
Well, that's a great question. Like, how far does this go? This is why I think this is such an interesting
Did they cite
topic.
that religion was?
They did not, but
Right.
they're talking about, I think ultimately this is a conversation about inclusion. And they want everyone to be included. They don't want to exclude anyone.
And let's talk about who's also not included is if you are at the age, depending on the age of the class, what if you're the kid who's like, I don't know that I'm even straight?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it depends on the age, but you know, if you're in a grade 6, 7, or 8 class, you could very well have a student in the class who's like, wow, Valentine's is such a heteronormative event.
Yeah.
And I think you now are adding to that same otherness that you were mentioning, Lainey, about I'm the only one, or maybe people in the class are already teasing you. And they're like, oh, you know, because you know how kids can be. And I think that is a day that you probably don't even want to go to school.
Yeah.
You know, so I get for all those reasons. You know, listen, the last thing I'm going to mention is you mentioned the moms doing a lot of the share. Let's talk about the teachers, because all of this is going to happen on a teacher's watch. The teacher's going to be the one who has to deal with the classroom politics of distribution of all the cards, all the candies. Oh, and then the politics of dealing with the child who's crying because they didn't get the Valentine's
Or
card.
the one who got too many. Because
Or the one who got too many.
That one always
There's
turns into a monster.
Classroom politics, but also now there's garbage, right?
Yeah.
Now it's garbage all over the place.
So cancel it? Are we saying cancel it?
Are we coming
Because
to
of this?
It sounds like it.
On this.
Imagine that.
Are we saying
Like,
cancel
there's
it?
no hearts anymore. There's no, like, imagine this for a
Well,
moment.
there are hearts and everything in Valentine's when you go home.
Do it
Maybe.
at home.
Do it at home. There's a
Listen, I hear what
possibility.
you're saying, though,
Are we
because
speaking
there
out
is
of nostalgia?
No, there is
Maybe.
something fun about it. There is something fun about it. I guess we're just being bummer people, but there are sensitivities that I'm
Yes.
glad that are being acknowledged.
Yes, I
Better
think that's
than,
fair.
than not acknowledging.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Hey there! Wasn't that great? Do you know where you can find some equally good content? Our YouTube page. It's filled with discussions, debates, and some laughs. Head there now, like and subscribe.